Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome or welcome back. I just moved myself in the shade, getting my sunshine, my light codes, and my nourishment, because the sun is our nourishment. Hello, if you believed the paradigm and programming and conditioning, hopefully you've stepped away from that. You quit slathering yourself full of the toxins and the bullshit and the programming. Okay, the sun is nourishment. It is nourishment. All right? The stuff that causes the other things is the shit you put on your body and the shit you put in your body that's not serving your body. All right, we'll just leave that little rant there. So you are going to be going through, maybe you've already, like me, have gone through these. Well, I watched a video, Natalie Namaste, she either posted it last night or today, talking about the upgrades that are taking place right now. We've got this new moon, she said, is acting more like a full moon. She channels many, many beings and light. And she's a great channel, so you could check her out. But today, in the next 5 days, 5 is very significant. I've been seeing a lot of 5s for sure. Today's the 15th of May, 5/15. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. 5 days, 5 upgrades. Well, she mentioned 5 upgrades. There's just been a lot of 5s that I've seen. Or maybe you have to, because 5 is change, different things like that, and you can look at the synchronicity or the information behind the number 5, the depth of it. So yeah, welcome to the yard. Okay, again, we're keeping it real, we're raw, we're messy, we're magical. All right, so I just wrote these down, so hopefully I can read my own handwriting when I translate another channel. Sometimes I'm guided to, sometimes I'm just meant to listen. But it's interesting, as she got into these, I'm like, oh, I've already kind of been through that, but I think what's going on with the collective now, a lot of first wavers, I think, have already experienced most of these. And again, please go watch the video. I did post it on my Facebook page. If I remember, I'll link it in the Facebook Reels in the first comment, but I forget. So, yeah, I already knew what's coming through, wanted me to do some light language to help, shake loose basically the fleas, the density. So I'm guided to do some light language maybe tomorrow to help those that are needing to just kind of release some density, basically shaking those fleas loose is the best way I can put it. That came through the other day. Just your body's shaking the fleas off. Your body's shaking the fleas off. It's releasing the density to create more space for the light codes, the activations, and the upgrades that are coming in for a large amount of the collective. Now, for me personally, I've been going through this for 18 months to 2 years. More on a slow, gradual process, and I think some of us code ourselves that way. And I think what's going to take what resonates. I think what's going to happen with the next wave of souls waking up, it's going to be a lot faster. Like, their transformation and transfiguration in their activations and upgrades are going to be maybe a little more fast-paced. Okay, so maybe not. So what's going on is you're activating your crystalline light body, okay? There's a lot of crystals in your physical body, in your ears, in your pineal gland, your bones, your teeth, crystals, okay? Very silica. Crystalline is very silica, water-based. That's why you're needing more water. So hopefully you're drinking more water with salt in it, or like cucumber, than ever. I eat a lot of watermelon. I put salt on my watermelon. I use like Celtic sea salt or Redmond's real salt, just a good salt, all right? Not tap water. And purified water is good, but you have to add the minerals back. So you can get things like trace minerals to add back to that liquid mineral drops. And again, salt's a good way to do that. Salt your food. But basically what you're going through is some upgrades. And she was mentioning 5 massive upgrades that are taking place in the next 5 days. You know, we've got this full moon, we've got massive solar activation, we've got solar geomagnetic storms taking place, solar bursts. We got this new moon, like she said, that is acting more like a full moon. So how are you feeling? Comment, please. Let other people know. I love the way she explained this, because if you're familiar with Reiki, I'm Reiki certified 1 and 2. I also practice light language. I channel. So my Reiki's, unique to me, as it is to every person that works with the Reiki energy, 444 on the timer. But the way she explained it is what's going on is like a Reiki attunement. And when you get certified in Reiki 1 and 2, you get attunements, you get symbolism placements. But Reiki in itself is universal. Rei Now let me find it. Ray is universal energy, and Ki is life force. I'm terrible with remembering stuff like that. So let me find that. All right, so yeah, Reiki is universal and Ki is energy, universal energy. Reiki is universal energy, life force energy. All right, so she was mentioning about 5 major upgrades, and I was like, that resonates for sure. I knew something big was shifting for the collective. I've been feeling this for a while, and everything that's been taking place. It's energetically felt. I feel things usually before they come, and you might resonate with that. All right. So remember, in your journey, don't compare what you're going through to your other family members or friends or loved ones. Your journey is your journey, and everyone's coded themselves differently. You don't know what they coded their souls to experience and how to experience and when to experience, and same for you or same to me. But like I said, I feel like I've already pretty much gone through this. I've been going through a lot of attunements and activations and upgrades and downloads for 18 months to 2 years in my own unique way. So again, what's taking place is more light codes are being received, upgrades are being received, energy is being cleared, activating the light body, again, like a Reiki attunement. All right. And it's basically, it channels high frequency light codes and symbols and frequencies. So that's a great way to, it's perfect to kind of explain that what's going on with the collective right now is that you're being attuned, you're being channeled high frequency light codes, symbols, and frequency. All right, so when you get attuned in Reiki, and you're being attuned now, all right, I got ants all over me. When attuned, your energy shifts, and when your energy shifts and vibrates higher, all right, anything that's low vibrational frequency starts to detox from your system, basically in a way of shaking the fleas off from the inside out. Okay, so you're probably experiencing purging and detox symptoms in all ways from head to toe. You could be having mucus in your eyes, stuff coming out of your ears because the pineal gland is being activated and turned back on. Sore throat, phlegm, mucus, sinus stuff, just different things that you might notice, skin bumps, breakouts, itchy bumps, different things like that, digestive issues. So many different things could refer to detox, purging, like vomiting. My son threw up this morning. He's highly stressed at school, but he picks up a lot of other people's energy and is still struggling to transmute that, you know, as a highly sensitive empath. And you hear all the birds and the squirrels and receiving their nature codes. Yeah, she's gonna talk to us. So you might be purging in one direction or the other direction. All right, so let's see here. You're going through a detox, right? You're feeling things. This could be emotional detox as well as physical detox. More than likely, it's not just one or the other, it's both. You're also detoxing belief systems, programmings, conditioning, ancestral patterns, ancestral conditioning, karmic shit that's, you know, all of that. You're detoxing all of that. Mental detox, physical detox, emotional, spiritual detoxing, okay? As you release, you make more space for more light to be received, more codes to be received, all right? So the light comes in and does the purging, but it also creates space in the field, in your multidimensional field and your physical body to receive more light, all right? And it is just being here, okay? So tuning in and turning up. Basically, it's like tuning in and then turning up the volume a little bit at a time. And I've said this, like, even with my clairaudience, is if I hear frequency all day, it's not ringing in the ears, it's a frequency attunement. I get attunements most all day. And the frequency pattern is sometimes a little lower, a little higher. But you could say that what's going on with these upgrades, these attunements, is literally your team, your highest, is just slightly turning the volume up or down, or they're just adjusting it. Give you a little bit more, dial it back a little bit. Give you a little bit more, you create some space. And it's like literally, I imagine in my mind's eye a large dial, like a amp dial or a volume dial, like literally just adjusting it. All right. So she was mentioning these upgrades is like hearing, again, profound hearing. You might have more wisdom coming in, more knowing. So the things you hear, you just know that it's truth and you know it's bullshit, one or the other. You might be hearing more wisdom, literally not just that voice in the head, but you might be audibly outside hearing your guides, your ancestors, your higher self, whatever team members of light that are working with you right now during this process. You also, clairaudience, you'll be hearing more messages in music, in videos. You will just know that's in full resonance. You know that's just truth. All right. And you're going to be hearing things in a new way. You listen without trying to figure them out. You feel into that. That's where you hear it, but then you feel into it instead of trying to mentally figure it out. All right. You might be dizzy, nauseous, lightheaded, liquid moving around like in your ears. So I always feel like I have liquid in my ears or my head sometimes. Pressure in the head and the ears. This is a big one, like pressure, crown pressure, pressure here, maybe sinus pressure. It's all upper chakra system cleansing and clearing, purifying, upgrading, and elevating. All right. Emotions are probably moving through you at a more exponential, more of a rapid rate. Like you can experience joy and sadness in the same moment. All right. But you recognize it, you have awareness of that. You don't attach to the emotion. You allow the emotion to move through you without attaching to it, without giving it a label or anything like that. So continue to allow that to move through you, because energy and motion, sadness, joy, whatever it is, allow that to move through you in that moment. Okay. And you will feel that in different parts of your body. There's a lot of heart opening. There's another heart activation for the collective that's going through, where you're literally tuning up and opening and cracking open that heart space. You might be feeling pressure on your chest, maybe like an elephant sitting on your chest. You might have heart palpitations. You might, again, always check with your physician, but heart palpitations, pressure on the chest, rapid heartbeat. Maybe you feel like your heartbeat, you can feel your heartbeat all over your physical body. You can feel a pulsing. You maybe feel like your heart's cracking open. I've felt that so many times where you just want to grab your heart because you feel like it's just cracking open. Many times while I was purging during my process, I would just grab my heart space and it'd be like just this, in this depth of just this emotional purging and crying and just screaming and all of the stuff. So allow that to flow out of you. There's a lot of energy that is moving through right now. You might have anxiety, and anxiety is basically excess energy running through the system. All right, so a good way to do that is to do shaking moves. Do Kundalini like shakes, jumping up and down on your rebounder, sitting on a stability ball and shaking, kicking your legs, moving your hips, and breathe. So somatic movement, shaking like Kundalini shakes, and breath work, rebounding, all right, is going to be very helpful when you feel this like panic or anxiety coming up, and just breathe into that. When you shake, it'll help shake that, literally shake the energy off. Movement, not curling up into a ball and getting like fight, flight, or freeze, fawn. You want to shake it out and move. Walking might be helpful as well. All right. So remember, you're having a galactic expansion. The collective is having a galactic expansion. More people are remembering their galactic origin. They're connecting to their galactic family, their cosmic families. You might be hearing them in, like, just right now. You might be seeing them or getting visits in the dreams. They're connecting with you in the way, whatever they're connecting with you. All right. You might be having memories or remembrances of your soul family, your star family. All right. And maybe the place that your energy vibrated from, whether it was Lyran, Andromeda, Arcturian, Sirian, or a combination of both, or maybe somewhere from outside of our galaxy, outside of our system, our system. Okay, so you also might be experiencing orbs. So I've been seeing orbs in the many colors of blues and whites and golds and pinks and purples. I usually see them with my visual eyes because I don't see color or anything when I close my eyes with my third eye. I see it more in my visual, my human eyes. So my third eye is activated. I can see things with my human eyes. With my closed eye, it works a little, my eyes are closed and I tap into my third eye. It works a little different for me personally. So it's not one way. Okay. So you could be seeing electrical shifts. Like you might see electrical shifts in the field. I've been seeing the field more. Like with my eyes open, I can see like this, sometimes this haze or this, like just this whiteness. I can see the plasma. I can see different things that are like different plasmic type beings. I've been seeing those for a while now, a year or so. You might be seeing more crystalline rainbow type field energies. You might start experiencing electrical issues. Maybe you're frying your phone's glitching, your TV's glitching, your lights are flickering, your tech's not working in a certain way. That's your energy is affecting that, because you are frequency and energy affecting frequency and energy. So don't be surprised that, your guides and angels and galactic fam also can be communicating with you that way. So remember, you are expanding, creating space. The other thing too that she mentioned was the peace chakra. She kept pointing to the forehead with the peace chakra. I never heard of that. And I resonated with the information because I've been just at complete peace. Let me get these guys some peanuts. I'm getting to my bag. And so no matter what you're experiencing, there's a deeper sense of peace around you. And that's how I don't know when that activated, but yeah, so no matter what I'm experiencing, there's just this deep peace all around me. You're less drawn to the outer world. I've been like this forever. You're less drawn to the outer world. You're tired of the bullshit, the drama, the conditioning, the programming. All right. You decide that it's time to take back the reins of your life. You've been awakened to the nonsense, or you might be really called to spending more time alone. At the beginning, it might feel uncomfortable to the ego and the mind, but you settle in and you actually get to a point where you just prefer this instead of being around a bunch of fake fucks and bullshit and nonsense. The fake conversations, the senseless drivel and dribble, endless small talk. I'd rather just be home by myself in nature, watching a movie, listen to a podcast, than be around this bullshit and nonsense. All right, so you might be feeling that more and more. Okay, again, seeing the orbs and the many colors flashing while your eyes are open or closed. And last night I had a cluster of them, like a little cluster of this bright white golden, so I say, hey, what's up? It's your team. Just recognize, maybe acknowledgement. You're right. The more acknowledgement, the more awareness, the more that you'll build that interpersonal connectedness and relationship with your team of light. Okay. So you're very aware of your words before you speak them. You become very observant, maybe taking more of that higher perspective, having a deeper understanding that the person that's behaving a particular way is because it's coming from their unhealed wounds, trauma, and you're just mirroring to them, or they're seeing your light and they're irritated. They're their wounds, their trauma, their hurt, their pain, but you're aware of it and you take a higher perspective, and you can still love them unconditionally, even though you don't agree with their behavior or their words or their actions, because everyone's on their own journey. You just know this, and again, boundaries, and you don't want anyone to be mistreating you. So don't take me wrong, but you have a deeper understanding, observation, and awareness. Again, taking that higher perspective, and you're not reactive. You learn to be responsive when necessary, but you learn to detach and be non-reactive. You detach from all things, okay? All right. And you know things. You just know it without the proof. You just know it in your core, in your soul. You just say, that's true, and that's bullshit, right? And you don't need the proof. The ego, you set the ego aside, and you just know that this is true. All right, you feel a major shift inside, okay? You just know things that are real, and you know things that are a big pile of bullshit. You feel a deep wisdom inside that's guiding you and leading you, which that's your highest. All right, remember, you are the light, right? You're grand, you're great, you're massive, you're expansive. All right. You're no longer attached to this physical avatar that you've gifted yourself for this experience. You're no longer attached to the physical body or the mind. You know you have a body, and you know you have a mind, all right? But you know that you are extremely grand and great. You are consciousness, having this experience in this reality, in this 3D reality, and in this physical avatar. You are infinite. Say this: I am infinite, all right? You are light. I am light. And I am the creator of all of it. So I am infinite, I am the light, and I am the creator of all of it. I am creating this to have these experiences, and to have these lessons. I know this. I deeply know this. I deeply sense this beyond the mind and ego. So remember to continue to shine your light on all that no longer serves you. All right? And ask. I shine my light on all things that no longer serve the evolution of my soul, of my higher self. Affirm that, and That's making that intention and speaking it out into the field, okay? I'm here to remind you that you are an infinite, expansive, grand, great creator, powerful light condensed in this body. You're extremely intelligent. You're highly advanced. You are remarkable. There's so many words you could say. You are royalty. You are kings. You are queens, okay? You are cracking open, all right? You are cracking open. You are not dying. You are waking up, okay? You're transforming, all right? So let's say this together. I absolutely know who I am. I am God, creator, source, universe. I am consciousness. I am the infinite soul. I remembered this. This is me. I am here. I am playing a being of human. It's a game. You're playing a game of being human. I am living from the all. The energy is known and felt first. Remember, I'm living from the infinite, from the all. And when you live like that, you live as your higher self, watch your reality and paradigm shift. And know that you live in this energy of you just know and you just feel that this is correct. Discernment, quantum compass. So be aware and have all of that awareness, okay? And again, you can watch the video. That's my interpretation and my channeled message around that. I didn't realize we were going to go into 2121. But it's important for us to share these messages in our own unique way when we're guided to journal it and to share that with the collective, especially if you're creating content. If not, you should be getting out there. Somebody needs your quantum medicine magic, your story. You are going to be helping, just like I did, to go out and create, whether that's your art, your music, your poetry, your journaling, light language, just daily interactions, communing with nature, walks, whatever it is. You're here to create because that's sharing your N=1 of frequency and energy, which is unique to only you. And somebody out there in the collective is praying for, is meditating on you specifically. You don't know who that is, right? The universe will line that up accordingly, whether it's through a video, whether it's a one-on-one interaction out in the wild. Maybe it's through another friend or a family member. You don't know. You don't need to know, right? The universe has that. All right, so during this time, we go back to the survival tools. Okay, I shared this before I even heard this from her earlier this week, the survival toolkit. Very simple. Hydrate more than you think with salt. Nourish your body with whole foods. Meditate and breath work are going to be very important. Grounding is, all of these are daily stuff. This should be short part of your daily life. And for some people, the more time you have, the more calling you have to spend with that, do that. Okay? What do we got? We got nourishment, which was with the hydration. We had meditation and breath work. Grounding, and then journaling, either in your phone or in a journal. Okay? Important. These are important things. Rising, emerging being. You are a rising, emerging being. Human being. So you need to learn to be just more. Just be still. Rest when you need rest. Sleep when you need sleep. If you're waking up in the middle of the night, you can't go back to sleep. Get up and do some stuff. Create. Maybe listen to some super conscious podcasts. If you need a nap, take a nap. Take a sacred bath. Lots of salt, Epsom salts, essential oils. These are just things to not like just, they should be like part of the toolkit. And you use the tools when you need the tools. Sometimes you need all of the tools. Sometimes you need just a couple of tools. The hydration and nourishment and then the grounding are like the top dogs of them all, in my opinion. All right. So we want to keep it simple. Even though it doesn't feel like it's simple right now, listen to the soul. Let the soul lead and guide you. Ask your higher self to lead you and guide you in every now present moment. And it will be a lot easier to go with the flow once you do that. When you release and you surrender, you release the resistance and you surrender, you go with the flow and you let go of the resistance, there's a lot more ease and grace with this. I promise you. I'm not going to say it's not without challenge, because you're completely letting certain parts of you, if not all of your identities, die. identity, personas, personalities, and coming back to the truth of who you are, and that's soul. That's the spark of the divine. Having a human experience, creating with the universe. That's what's taking place right now. And more of you are waking up to this. And a lot of us have been going through it for a couple years or so. Some other people have been going through it for 5 years. Some people have been going through 10 years. Some people have been going for it longer. It doesn't matter. You're not behind. Everyone's divinely on time according to their contracts and the way the way your soul coded you, or coded me, or coded them. You're not here to convince people. You're not here to shake them awake and try to convince them. You're here to do the work you do you, and by you doing that, you set the example. You radiate the frequency and energy of having done the work, of elevating and activating and integrating and embodying and living in that truth and in that authenticity and in all of its messy, magical ways, with no conditions, giving zero fucks, telling people to piss off, create boundaries, know that you are untouchable and you're unfuckable with, and stand in that power and empower yourself. It's learning to not just be authentic and stand in your truth, speak your truth in all of its ways, but to know how powerful you are and embody that and stand empowered. Know your power, because you are very powerful. Why do you think that the things, the stranger things, the dark things, the whatever you want to call them, have tried to keep humanity asleep for as long as they have? Through many nefarious ways. Many, which is a video for another day. All right. From my heart to yours. I'm you, you are me, and I'm proud of you. And just get on your unicorn floaty. Surrender. Let go of the resistance. Tap into your higher self, your guides, your angels, your ancestors. Ask for all of the help, not a little help, all of the help. And it will move through as quickly as it came. You'll transform as quickly as it began. Okay? I love you. Bye.